Welcome back to Theresa's Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive and also very naked. I have an awful garbage filthy mouth, so viewer discretion is advised, but if you're not into that or weird shit in general, this is definitely not the place for you. Feel free to X out the video here. No harm, no foul, but I'll remember our time fondly. Hello my little cupcakes. I'm so excited for today's video. First and foremost, this is a collaboration. Two titans of New York finally come together. And even though I no longer live in New York, I can't take the queens out of this girl. So today I get to collab with the wonderful, the beautiful Tina from the Fancy Face. Not only did she put out a really awesome collaboration with Odin's Eye last year, her videos are highly informative and entertaining, and her presence on Twitter is breathtaking. Tina is a gem. Tina is truly a gem. If you're not following her on YouTube or Twitter, your life has no meaning. Just saying. So when Tina proposed to do this video to talk about this, my heart was filled with joy. And if you have no idea what that little wiggle was, baby, you're in for a treat. In today's video, I'm going to be demoing and giving you my full thoughts on LEIA's Ultraflesh Blender. Now please know this is not sponsored by any means. I did purchase this with my own money, but regardless if this was sponsored or not, you know I'm going to keep it 100 with you. And so does Tina, and that's why I adore her. So without further ado, let's see if we wasted our money.
Invented by celebrity makeup artist Beau, the LEIA Ultraflesh Blender is engineered to mimic skin-on-skin contact, applying makeup flawlessly, using up to 60% less makeup than a sponge. LEIA's Ultraflesh closed cell technology is non-absorbent, hypoallergenic, easily cleanable, and sustainable. Twice patented, LEIA's sleek design is ergonomic and versatile. Its dual textures allow maximum versatility, from the sheerest to the fullest of coverage. Designed in tandem with the leading animatronics designer, the sensory feel of the LEIA Ultraflesh Blender is like nothing else in beauty. LEIA's magnetic ventilated carrying pod is both beautifully designed and incredibly functional. The LEIA Ultraflesh Blender is not a sponge. It is the first truly reusable and therefore sustainable makeup applicator. Its closed cell technology prevents absorption of makeup, oils, and dead skin, and can be fully cleaned to achieve a genuinely hygienic makeup tool that can replace multiple disposable sponges. Each layer applicator replaces dozens of sponges to save you money and reduce landfill waste.
So this bad boy retails $59. Yes, you heard right, this little fella ain't cheap. But it gets better. Not only did I have to pay $59, I did have to pay shipping and tax, bringing it to about $68.79. Yep. So yeah, he's not a cheap date. Now, compared to my true love, the Shop Miss A sponges, you can get 6 sponges for $8.55. So when you kind of compare those two, it's really steep. Now I'm gonna pop up a graphic here. There's a graphic on the website that shows you like how much money you can save if you purchase like a beauty blender, I think every month for 12 months. And if you go by that logic, that's fine and well, but we all know that the beauty blender is pointless. And the only true supreme being here is the Shop Miss A sponge. So if you wanna get 12 sponges, technically you're only spending $17.10. Which is still leaps and bounds cheaper than our friend over here. And like I mentioned, the Paw sponge is to me the gold standard of all sponges, because Beauty Blender is just, you know, fucking trash. But that said, the consistency of the product is, well, it's interesting. Yes, it feels like a sex toy, no doubt about it, and it's kind of sticky like a sex toy. And I'm sure there are some people that are cringing.
Oh God, a sex toy. I refuse to give myself the best orgasm of my life.
So for those poor, unfortunate souls that don't understand the beauty of this, I do have a description for you. It reminds me of one of those weird sticky toys I had as a kid. I think they're called wall climbers or wall tumblers or something like that. I'll pop a picture up here. Anyway, before, you know, like kids had the internet and like iPads, right? In the 80s and 90s and, you know, even before that, we had to use our imagination. And that was terrifying in its own. But the feeling of this kind of feels like one of those, especially when you stick to the wall and after you touch it, it has like that kind of like stickiness. It's almost kind of like an Alien too. I'm expecting this to kind of like split open and then just like suck on my skin and then we are one. So like, I guess he's on my shoulder or something like, oh, he's stuck to my hair, that was gross. But you know what I mean though, right? Seriously, this is gonna be the best part of everything today. It's so liberating. Anyway. So moral of the story, the consistency reminds me of that toy. So if you're not a fan of sticky textures, then I don't know if you can look past it. I will say though, like, yes, it's sticky, but it doesn't feel sticky on your hands. And I will say it is beyond comfortable slapping the shit out of your fucking face with it. It almost feels somewhat oddly natural. Anyway, so when I first got this, about after, I don't know, like 20 minutes of me harassing Alex with it. Yes, I am a child. Are you fucking surprised? I washed this, and I actually washed this with one of my favorite cleansers, and I used a towel to pat it dry. Big fucking mistake. Don't ever do that. Since the consistency is like a sexy flubber, you will pick up so much fucking lint. So it's best to use a paper towel to pat it dry. Or you could just like wiggle the shit out of it and then you can watch the water fly, which is also entertaining. And it's also best to keep the boy in his pod. The boy needs his rest. And it also prevents from getting dirt and lint all over him. Think about it. You don't throw your dildo willy-nilly after you're done using it, do you? Don't answer that. I don't know what you do in your house. No judgments though. Anyway, the point is you treat this like the supreme being that it is. So have that mentality when you're bouncing it on your face. And now that I got the details out of the way, let me slap this little dick on my face to show you how I use it. Also, this is gonna be a voiceover. Why? Because I'm a mere child. And the amount of times I just kept like cackling to myself putting this on my face. Yeah, it would have taken way too fucking long. Now, first and foremost, you don't need a lot of product. So one pump is all you need. Yes, you heard right, one motherfucking pump. I think we're so used to doing like 3, sometimes 4 pumps, depending on the product's pump, and sometimes still feeling like that's not enough. The beauty of the sponge is that it doesn't absorb any product, ultimately making you get your money's worth in that expensive foundation you needed to have because you watched some asshole on YouTube tell you about it. Also, tell your parents I said hi. Now, I apply the product to the back of my hand and then I either like take a finger or the tip of the guy and place the product where I need the most coverage. Now, you'll notice that there's 2 sides to the sponge. You have a textured and a non-textured side. I like applying the product with the texture side. It feels weird, but it also feels lovely in the skin. It doesn't really make sense. It's not like I applied the products with my husband's beanbag, but maybe in a past life I did. And maybe that's why I feel so natural. But listen, I don't judge my past lives and neither should you. Just saying. Anyway, if you applied too much of the product, once you use the textured side, if you go over it with the smooth side, I find that it presses the product further into the skin, but also helps you take away some of the excess. The one thing I haven't really mastered yet is my nose. Even the tiniest amount of product looks a little bit too much on my nose, but what can I say? My nose is tiny, it's perfect, just like me. Anyway, I usually don't put any product on my nose because she's so little. I actually spread the product from my cheek to the center of my face, and around my nose, I find it's best if I use swiping motions instead of mic tapping my nose. And if you know, you know. And while I'm still learning, this is probably the most effective for me. Once you've done your foundation and your concealer, the next thing I like to add is bronzer, blush, and a highlighter. Now, I usually apply these products with my beloved Sonia G mini base brush. It's incredible for cream products, but this might actually be better for cream. I know, I'm actually fucking shocked too. But much like my foundation, I dot the product and I go to work. Honestly, I have never had a tool that blends so quickly while maintaining an airbrush glow. It's beyond fucking wild. Now, while this product is designed specifically for cream products, Tina inspired me to try it with powder, and you know what? It actually fucking works. But again, only the tiniest amount of product is needed as you gently mushroom stamp this into your skin. So for today's look, I actually wind up not doing an eyeshadow look because I didn't want it to distract from the beautiful base that is my face. But anyway, this is fucking cool. I know, and to be perfectly honest, I was expecting to shit all over this because, well, look at it. In a way, it feels like someone's fucking with me. It's like someone with fantastic persuasive skills convinced me applying cream products with the dildo is life-changing. And it kind of fucking is, I know. This product is expensive. Expensive. And while I love my Shop Miss A sponges, those little fuckers eat the product. So finding a blender that does not absorb the product at all, forcing you to use a little bit of product, is pretty fucking amazing. And the fact that I can actually use powder products with this as well, my mind is blown. This works so well if you like to set your under eyes with powder. I usually like to do like a little velour puff, or actually I have this one from Tati Beauty, RIP, and I love this one. This one's like really super comfortable for the under eye area. If I can't find this, I usually find a soft brush. But I sometimes find though, like when using this or even a brush, sometimes the product can kind of clump together. This just really melted and pushed it into the skin to look incredibly seamless. This is fucking life-changing just for that on me. No longer do I have to deal with any sort of creasing under eyes. Like this did a really good job of setting things into place. And also I really do love the kind of sticky texture. I don't know, like it feels nice and cooling on the skin. So yeah, I was utterly skeptical because I mean, like, look at it. The fact that it's also kind of expensive, right? Just feels like you're gonna waste your fucking money and that this is gonna be a joke, but it's not. And honestly, this has to be the best tool that I have in my arsenal to give me a really nice, beautiful airbrush base. And the fact that I was able to do it in no time at all is like fucking so wild. And I have used this product with different complexion products. So yes, I have used it with full coverage foundation, but my favorite thing as of late is actually taking a little bit of the Aborian CC Red Correct Cream and a little bit of the new NARS foundation to kind of give me just like this really nice kind of light base without it feeling really heavy. And since I moved down to Florida, it's only a matter of time before it starts to get to be 110 degrees. So I really don't want like heavy products. And I've been going out and like running around the town for, you know, doing this and that. And these are like been my go-to, and using this as a tool has been fucking wonderful. And I will say, you know, it's kind of interesting. So for like, if you're not familiar with Aborian products, the beauty about them is that you put a little dot and then you start to massage it into the skin, and then it ultimately starts to like change into your skin color. It's really fucking cool. But for this, it's like, well, how should I do this? So I actually wind up putting like a dot on the back of my hand and then using this tool and then really just like working it into the skin to look like this color of skin. I would take the blender, take a little bit of product, and then I start applying it to the face. And I found doing that method really worked well for me. So I love being able to use it on different products as well. And I love that this little fleshlight can give me either sheer or full coverage depending on what I'm using, but ultimately not making anything look cakey. If this can figure out how to apply eyeshadow, this could rule the fucking world, just saying. You know, as for criticisms with this product, I don't really have any, because I think this product really just requires a lot of trial and error. When I first used this, I fucking hated it. I hated it and I didn't understand it. Everything just looked wet and I had a lot of product in my skin and nothing was melted in. And ultimately I just looked like a fat melted candle. It wasn't until like maybe the second or third time where I realized, okay, this is how you're supposed to do it. And ever since then, it's just been fucking flawless. So if you do decide to purchase this, I think you need to give yourself a little time to get familiar and comfortable with this product. I think once you get the hang of it, it's super intuitive. And I know people want instant gratification. And much like real life, you don't get that best orgasm with that person right away. Just saying, okay? So kind of treat it like that with this one, all right? This is your new lover, okay? You gotta have to learn each other's body parts, all right? But anyway, once you figure it out, it is a fucking game changer, and I highly recommend checking this out if you're so inclined. So yeah, he's expensive, right? And I think if you would have asked me, like, do you think it's worth it for the price when I initially tried it, I would have said fuck no. You know, I feel like now, after knowing and loving it, I don't think I wasted my money at all. If anything, I feel like I should give them more money. So yeah, it's expensive, but it's worth every fucking penny. I guess the only true criticism I have is the shipping. And honestly, it's just me being a bitch right now. If I'm spending that much money on a product, I don't want to pay for shipping. And to add insult to injury, when I do pay for shipping and receive no tracking information whatsoever, that's kind of a problem. Instead, all I got was like a weird confirmed email that Google flagged as spam. So yeah, the shipping was $6.25. And when I think about it in that regard, I'm like, I don't think it was worth it, because it actually took quite a bit of time to show up. It just showed up randomly in a fucking weird white box. So yeah, for a hot minute there, I assumed I was scammed just because of the poor communication. So I would say that's probably the shittiest thing about this whole experience. But other than that, everything has been fucking wonderful. So I'm glad this time I didn't waste my time or money. So if you are interested in this little fella, everything will be listed in the description box below. Also, along with Tina's video, where you can find out her thoughts about our little friend over here. Seriously, I could do this all day. So with that said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, it's free, and hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, to all my little patron bubbies. Thank you so much for keeping this delicious, disgusting, childish, really filthy, really gross, really garbagey garbage boat afloat. I couldn't do without you, and we love your adorable little delicious faces. If you want to know what is currently on my face, I will list everything in the description box below as well. And I'll see you little pumpkins later. Bye.